What does a constipated Pikachu sound like? Pikachu!
Nobody epic Q&A!
What is going on, guys? I am NobodyEpic, and this is a Q&A question and answer video. I feel like it's good to do one of these every 2 months or so, just to keep people updated on the questions they ask in the comment section, and hopefully try to give some people answers that I cannot always give them in the comment section because there's a lot of comments or whatnot. So that's what this is. At the beginning, I'm kind of just going to go over basic stuff that some of you may already know, and then I'll get into more advanced questions that are asked in my general videos, but also I take questions from the comment section of my previous Q&A video. So if I don't cover something in this video, please feel free to leave a question in the comments and you might see it in a future Q&A. Also, I ask on my Twitter and Facebook pages for Q&A questions, so links to those are in the description, and you might want to check those out anyway, because whenever I do open lobbies every week or couple of weeks, I only announce it on my Facebook and Twitter, so those are good links. Basic stuff first. My name is Joel. I'm 22 years old. I am 6'7" and 3/4 inches tall. Don't know what that is in centimeters, but I could know. It's not because I'm dumb, it's just because I don't care to look. I weigh approximately 192 pounds, but I have not looked in a little while. I am very underweight and I am aware of it. I wouldn't say I'm hard-bodied, but I'm definitely not too skinny. I could kill a motherfucker without a gun. I've been doing YouTube since about August of 2011. My first month on YouTube, I had 0 subscribers, so I'm very proud of what I have accomplished. Up to this point, I met KYR Speedy approximately 2 months after that, September, October time, 2011. And I was a big fan of his. He had about 15,000 subscribers at the time. Deluxe and Jehovah had less than 10K. And they were all working as a group. I was the last person to join what is now known as the crew before we all gained some recognition on YouTube, I suppose. And I was a big fan of Speedy. Like I said, I sent him one of my first videos I made, and he liked it, and we talked over Twitter, and we all just meshed as a group, and we work well together. And we got the name The Crew because when we would link each other's channels in our descriptions of our videos in the past, there would be some subheader above it that said, like, our crew or the crew or something like that, just some random thing we would put in the comments or in the description to kind of explain who these people were in the video, and it kind of just stuck. So I mostly would say that the subscribers call us that, and our name isn't super important to us because we're not a clan, we don't recruit, we don't disband, I don't know, we're just a fucking group of friends, so it doesn't really matter to us who is seen as in the crew or who is not in the crew. There's no fucking official roster. I wish Kate Upton was in the crew instead of Deluxe 4. But yeah, and sometimes we play with people and then we stop playing with them because life happens and personal matters happen, and there's never been any huge fights in our group or any fights with people disbanding. So there's no need to give people negative attention because they aren't in some of our videos sometimes, or they aren't in our videos anymore or whatever. Just who cares? Ignore it, or just treat everybody with respect, maybe. I don't know. It's not a big deal to us, so it shouldn't be a big deal to you. I use Sony Vegas 12 and Photoshop and Audacity for pretty much everything in my videos. I'm trying to learn some other editing programs, but just that you can do pretty much anything with those programs. And is that pretty much all the basic stuff? Yeah, I think that's all the basic stuff. So now we will get into the questions I took from my previous Q&As and Facebook and Twitter. Do you get angry easily? I wouldn't say I get angry easily. I get frustrated sometimes because this YouTube thing is very mental in terms of you have to create videos from nothing. And I'm the kind of person that always wants to try to do bigger and do better. And I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So that obviously causes some frustration. And I often start videos and delete them because I don't think they're good, which is a habit I'm trying to stop. I think maturing is part of what will make me less angry sometimes. But in general, I'm a happy, just relaxed person. What was the most badass thing you have done in your life? I tried to think about that for a while, and I've never killed anyone, or I've never had a fivesome. But I did cliff dive one time in West Virginia on a family vacation. It was a pretty big cliff. I don't know how big. I don't want to say like 1,000 feet, and then people will be like, "You would have fucking died, you liar," because it was actually 2,000 feet. So, and I survived. No, I don't know how big it was, but that's kind of a lame thing. I should have made something up. I feel stupid now. I fucked a porn star and then killed her. Not really. What has been your best Christmas present you have ever had in your life? I got a Jeep that was, well, it wasn't a real Jeep. Like, you have to be 16 to drive it. When I was like 7 or 8 years old, my dad got like an electric little Jeep. So, like a very small go kart that we could drive around the yard and shit. And we used that for about a year, so much that it died after 1 year. And I'm sure it was pretty expensive. I don't know how much it cost, but it was probably the best Christmas present I've ever gotten. Hey, nobody, would you rather eat a condom flavored pie or a pie flavored condom? I've never eaten a condom that tastes like pies. Normally, it just tastes like condoms. So, I mean, I guess a pie would be a step up. What the fuck are you doing with your life right now? Just uploading random stuff and chilly with your homies. I mean, that pretty much describes my life. I'm not a big fan of chili though. So, I don't know. I don't think you know me very well. What was your first car? Google 1993 Ford Escort and laugh. It was bad. It was actually worse than some of the pictures that I see on Google Images. I look at the 93 Ford Escorts on Google Images and think, wow, wish that was mine. But yeah, it sucked. If you had 2 hours to spend $1 million, what or who would you spend it on? Follow-up question, if your dick shrunk to less than an inch but you got $1 billion to spend over a lifetime, would you take it? I'm going to answer the second part first and say probably not. Because, yeah, $1 billion is a lot of money, and that's a life-changing amount. But to have that small of a dick, that's just not even practical. I feel like I would need tweezers if I just wanted to urinate. And I don't really feel like I need a lot of money in my lifetime. I kind of live a more relaxing lifestyle and just chill at home and stuff. So that's not something I'm interested in. And if I had 2 hours to spend $1 million, I'm assuming I can't spend it by investing it or putting it in the bank, so I guess I would buy some retarded car, or actually no, I'd buy a nice house, because then I could live in it. So yeah, that's what I would do. How long did it take before your YouTube took off to a good start? Like I said earlier in the video, I think I said it, I had 0 subscribers for my first month on YouTube, and then playing with Speedy and the guys, and when we kind of started to figure out what we were doing on YouTube, and this was back in a time when tryharding was more of the thing in gaming, and now there's a lot more comedy, funny video stuff. So I'm not saying we started anything, but I'm just saying there wasn't a lot of people doing that at the time, as in 0 almost that I can remember. But once we started kind of finding our way and figuring out what we wanted to do, working as friends, I got like 1,000 subscribers after my first 5 to 6 months, and then I had 100,000 after a year. So the first year was pretty much, it started from the bottom, now we here. It's crazy how YouTube works. Never think that you can't become successful or grow really fast, because it's crazy how crazy it is. That's bad advice. That's stupid. I'm sorry. What was your high school GPA? I finished with a 3.3. I failed a couple classes my freshman year because I just didn't try. I've had that attitude before, and that's bad. But I got all 4 points my junior year, and then, ups and downs throughout high school. So I finished with a 3.3. But if I would have had a better freshman year, I'm sure it would have been a lot better, and it would have made my academic life a lot easier up to this point in my life. Who was your YouTube inspiration? That is Speedy and Guard Rabbit. That's odd to say because they're both my friends, but they did do YouTube before me, and they did YouTube comedy before a lot of people. Well, not YouTube comedy, gaming comedy before a lot of people, and I still love both of their vids. So, Speedy and Guard Rabbit. Have you ever had a job? If you have, what was it? I've had a couple of jobs. My parents have had me working since I was about 14, 15 years old. They're very hard workers themselves, and they think that's important, and I do too. So I appreciate that they put me to work. I did landscaping work from when I was like 10 to 14, when you can't really drive a car. I would do neighborhood landscaping work for people. And then when I was 15, 16, I worked at a golf course, and I did that for 4 years, and I did everything, working outside, restaurant things, and that taught me a lot of hard work. The people who own the golf course are extremely hard workers, and it kind of set the tone for how hard you have to work to be successful in life for me. So I was really appreciative of my experience there. And then after that, when I was about 19 years old, I got a job at Michigan State where I go to college, where I was a delivery driver for a recycling company, and I would just drive around to the buildings and pick up random fucking recyclables or paper or whatever. And yeah, I had to wake up at 5 to 6 a.m. every morning to do that. So now YouTube is my current job, and I like that better. Do you use control freaks? If so, which ones, and would you recommend them? Yes, I do. I use the green ones. I don't really know their official name, but I also have some black ones that were Black Ops 2 themed, and I just have some random ones. Control Freaks is my first sponsor, and I'm pretty sure it's my only sponsor at the current time. I do random stuff with people sometimes, or with companies, but I've been with Control Freak for a while, and I always have a link for a discount for their products in my description if you guys ever care to use them. They're cool. And those guys are awesome. I'm going to meet with them at E3 and talk to them, because I consider them to be my friends in Jehovah and Speedy. We're friendly with them, so the Control Freak people are awesome. Have you ever thought about leaving Michigan? Yes, I have. I've been thinking about it more lately. I actually didn't sign a lease for a new apartment yet because I don't really know what I want to do with the next year of my life. But yeah, that's what happens when you grow up. You think about moving places. I love Michigan, but I just don't know what I want to do or where I want to be. So that is something I think about every single day. Is Legion Queen officially part of the crew, and how long have you known him for? Known him for 2 to 3 months, and I don't really care. I guess he's part of the crew, or I don't know. I'm not part of the crew, if you ask me, because the official crew roster is Kate Upton, Wings of Redemption, Papa John, as in the owner of Papa John, and all this stuff. We're just a group of friends. Why is your YouTube name / channel named NobodyEpic? I wanted my channel to mean nobody special, because I'm just an average person and I like sharing experiences with my subscribers, and gaming is a common interest that we share, so we can laugh from that or become closer from that. I don't really know. I didn't want to get too deep about it, but I just made it Nobody Epic because Nobody Special was taken, so that's my Xbox Live gamer tag and my YouTube name. What was your closest near-to-death moment as a child or adult? One time I was driving home and some people were drag racing down my street, and it's just a 2-lane street. There's a coming and there's a going, but they were both drag racing through both lanes, so obviously very illegal and very stupid. I lived kind of in the country, and I was driving and I went up over a hill. There was a little bit of a hill before you go to my house. I went up over a hill and I saw them coming, and I swerved into the ditch and they flew by me. But if I didn't see them coming and I was going up the hill, one of them would have hit me head on, going probably like 70 miles an hour at least. So I'm pretty sure I would have died. Do your neighbors know you're a YouTuber? If yes, how do they react? I don't think they know I'm a YouTuber, but they know I do some weird shit in my room, like in that Black Ops 2 cocaine video where I screamed a lot. All of my neighbors are from a different country, and they don't all speak English. Some of them don't speak English at all. I know at least like the people over there are not from here, and the people below me, we're on the top floor. But so if they do, they don't know I'm a YouTuber, but they know that I'm crazy, but they've never called the police or anything. What would you be doing if YouTube didn't exist? I'd probably be graduating in a semester and looking for a job. And I don't know how well that would be going. But I'd probably also be more into stand-up comedy and or improv comedy, because that's what I was interested in while I started YouTube, and then I kind of just put all my interest into YouTube. You should prank call the crew members.
Hello?
Hey, sidearms.
Hey, what?
Fuck you.
What?
Is it hard to keep a relationship by you playing games all the time for your job? You can say from your experiences or anyone else in the crew. Yes, it is hard to maintain relationships, and that's why I'm so glad I have my friends who YouTube, because they go through the same things in their everyday life that I do, and we can talk about that, and we all share those experiences. Usually once you become a certain level of successful on YouTube, you are alone because you put all of your time into it, and you sometimes have to get greedy to get to that level. And I'm not trying to say that as a negative connotation. I'm saying you have to put everything into your own channel, and you're alone. But I got into the luckiest possible situation where I have what I would call a successful channel, and so do all my friends. And we never get jealous of each other. We get into little disagreements about creative things, but we really help each other in our personal lives all the time. And I look to all of them for advice on a daily basis. So I'm so thankful for that. You said a while ago you would be shutting down Shit from Last Week. Was Shit from Last Week 6 the final one? No, Shit from Last Week is on a break right now. I'm still saving clips as if I'm making Shit from Last Week because I'm going to make it in the future, but I'm not making it right now. I'm traveling more than I ever have in my life this summer, and that's very exciting for me, but I can't play with my friends as much when I'm traveling, or, well, they'll be traveling with me usually. So that is a problem for making Shit from Last Week, and the last few episodes I edited, I absolutely hated doing it, and it was a chore to me. And whenever I edit something, I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be a chore. And my friends have gone through this too, where they will do series on their channels, and they'll have to take breaks from them because they'll just get sick of them at a point. They get kind of repetitive to edit, and you don't feel like you can progress past a certain point, so you need to take a creative break, and then when you come back to it, it's usually better. So a month or two break, it will be all back to normal. What's the first thing you would do if you could stop time? Go back to bed. When and how did you lose your virginity? When I was in my teens, by having sex. Alright guys, so that's it for my Q&A. I hope you enjoyed. Leave any questions I didn't answer in the comments, and have an awesome day.